This talk is going to go to evaluate the edible coatings on plums and nectarines currently used worldwide. So like we all heard, shrivel is a problem, and yeah, it's not allowed in export fruit. And obviously control of shrivel on the fruit is a serious challenge. There's a pressure from consumers and governments to limit the use of single-use petroleum-based plastics. So the objective was to test the available edible coatings on a variety of plums and nectarines to gain an understanding of the commercial potential of each product. So the fruit were packed and for export and sourced. All treatments were applied within 24 hours. We did 3 plum cultivars. We looked at Ruby Sun, Letitia, and African Delight. And with nectarines, we looked at Tiffany, Alpine, and August Red. There's just a list of my Factor A, that's my edible coatings. So we had different manufacturers. So we had obviously treatment. The one is a no coating, it's untreated. And then we had 4 different coatings that we tested each season. After the initial stages of the second season last year, we actually replaced the coating 4 with a new coating. And that's the coating 5. And then each of those coatings we combined with a no liner, a perforated bag, or a shrivel sheet. That's the commercial recommendation. And we used a paper liner in the third combination. And that was from previous work that I did. This is just results from the first season where we looked at the percentage mash loss. And it was clear that plastic still outperforms all the other combinations with regards to the moisture mash loss. And then from last year's data of the previous season, the season after that, there's just results on mass loss. We can clearly see that if you look at in that left corner there, at the mass loss percentage, your shrivel sheet still performed the best, but with a combination of coating 1, 3, and 4. If you look at the shrivel percentages down here, you can clearly see that all the coatings actually did better than the untreated control, but it's still not good enough to use on its own. So it's definitely a combination treatment that should be taken in consideration. The paper liner also worked second best, but still your shrivel sheet is still, from the packaging side, is still the best option on this cultivar. And so it's very important that we look at that. So I'm still busy with the data from this past season to give a best combination and which edible coating performed the best. Coating 4 was replaced, like I said, by coating 5 after the Ruby Sun application of 24 with the new coating that was available. And the combination of the PE liner with edible coating 1 was the best for nectarines, where the combination with the PE liner and the edible coating 5 or coating 1 was the best results on plums. We clearly see that the nectarines were less sensitive to edible coatings, where your plums, you might have more issues with edible coatings on your plums. It's not that you get off taste, but there's definitely a type of modification with your appearance of the fruit. It looks different than it should. So there's definitely not as clear cut as one would imagine, but nevertheless, we got good results. The last season, we actually used a new applicator with brushes, and it looks like the plums don't really like brushes at all. So it's definitely something we'll have to look at in the future. All right. Thank you.